I know most of you have completed the data annotation first assessment and have never heard back or received any feedback from DataAnnotation.tech. And these can be very frustrating. You sit there refreshing your email every single day, checking spam folders, hoping maybe that they finally reply, but nothing comes. Almost 90% of all newbies never get accepted into the platform because of a few simple mistakes. Very simple mistakes that most people do not even realize that they are making. Today, I will show you the mistakes you make and the solution to each right here, so that you can get onboarded with ease and avoid wasting your time repeating the same errors over and over again. Now, the very first mistake you make is trying to use just any AI-powered large language model to complete the test. Listen carefully, because this is where most people mess up immediately, even without knowing it. If you have tried to use the following AI platforms to complete the test, I am almost 100% sure that you failed and never heard back from DataAnnotation.tech ever again. The first platform on this trash list is none other than Gemini. You will never ever pass that test while trying to use Gemini to ace it. Gemini struggles badly with this type of reasoning and the style accepted in those assessments. And the answers usually sound robotic or unnatural. The platform can detect low quality answers faster than you think. The second platform on the never to use list is ChatGPT. If you are aiming to be onboarded onto DataAnnotation.tech, never even think of using it to complete the test. A lot of people think because ChatGPT is popular, then it automatically means it is the best choice for everything. But that is exactly where they go wrong. The questions used on those assessments are specifically designed around models like ChatGPT and similar systems. So when you try to feed those same questions back into it, the answers become too predictable and too generic. And lastly, on our ghost AI platform list is DeepSeek, the worst of the three. DeepSeek may give you answers quickly, but quick answers do not always mean good answers. Most of the responses sound copied, they sound repetitive or overly technical in ways that immediately make the reviewer suspicious. These are the same platforms you are developing via DataAnnotation.tech. So trying to give them the same challenging questions which are used to develop them will only result in absolute and total failure on your part. Now, let me give you the big secret. Always use Grok AI to complete data annotation tests. The reason behind this is simple. Grok is developed by XAI. The projects are never given to companies like DataAnnotation.tech. So put it simply, it is independent of bias towards the questions used to develop other models and will answer 99% of the questions you give it correctly and naturally. Therefore, earning you a spot on the DataAnnotation.tech AI trainer team much faster. This has been proven because I have personally done several tests using Grok and I passed instantly, with the feedback being provided instantly. There is no wait which is required. There is no stressing for weeks, wondering whether you passed or failed. The responses just come immediately. And trust me, once you compare the quality of Grok's responses with the others, you will instantly notice the difference. The answers sound more human, more confident, and more natural. That is exactly what these platforms want to see. If this video has helped you in any way, please remember to subscribe and leave a like, because a lot of people are gatekeeping this information and acting like being accepted is impossible, when in reality, most people are just making avoidable mistakes. Now, let us move on to the second mistake. The second mistake you're making is taking the test after DataAnnotation.tech has explicitly asked you to verify your mobile phone number. This especially applies to those trying to use residential proxies to gain access to the platform, which frankly speaking, I see no issue with, because AI training should be open to everyone from all countries and continents in the world where talent is available. In my experience, whenever DataAnnotation.tech asks you to input your phone number, then use the code they send for verification, it simply means that the platform has already detected that you are using location spoofing or behaving suspiciously in some way. And once that happens, your chances of success drop heavily. Most successful applicants will tell you that the platform first gave them the test after they created their account using their Gmail, then later on, after passing both tests and receiving the onboarding instructions, did they ask for the number and identity verification. So put it plainly, if the platform asks you for a phone number or before giving you the test, do not even bother taking the test, because the result will be the same. No feedback, no reply, whether you pass or not. You will just end up wasting your time and emotional energy refreshing your inbox every day, waiting for a message that will never arrive. But if you receive the test before any verification, then congratulations, you are already one step closer to acting on that test and acing that test and being onboarded. Guys, remember to hit the notification bell so as to receive updates whenever I post new videos, because I will continue exposing more things people are too scared to talk about openly. Moving on. The third mistake most newbies make is prompting the AI, that is Grok. To be specific, prompting it in a wrong manner. People think they can just upload screenshots and type answer this and expect perfect results. No, prompting matters a lot. So today, I will hand you a little well-kept prompt I normally use after giving Grok the screenshots containing the questions. This is the prompt. Kindly listen carefully. Answer the attached questions as if I were the one answering. Ensure you do not use complex English, and remember, I am an expert in this field, so ensure the answers reflect my expertise. You can never go wrong with this prompt. The reason this works so well is because it forces the AI to sound human while still acting intelligent. Most people fail the answers either because they sound too robotic, too simple, or too advanced for the experience level they claimed in their resume. Consistency does matter. If your resume says intermediate, but your answers sound like a university professor with 20 years of experience, that already raises suspicion. I have just given you the secret to passing the test within 20 minutes. No overthinking, no struggling, no wasting hours trying to sound smart. Now that this is the third mistake, let's move on to the fourth mistake. This is the mistake that most AI trainers make while taking the test. The mistake is not considering the region you are taking the test from. And this is why most people pass but never receive feedback afterwards. This part is very important. If you are in America, for example, ensure you tell Grok to use American English to answer the questions, but also remember to tell it the level of proficiency it's supposed to use as you had indicated in your resume. Do not say you are beginner level, then produce answers sounding like senior software engineers from Silicon Valley. Everything has to match naturally. If you're in the UK, remember to instruct Grok to use British English to answer the questions, and also remember to indicate the level of proficiency. Little details like spellings, grammar style, and wording actually matter more than people realize. For example, the word organize and the word organize may seem like a small difference, but system can use these tiny details to detect inconsistencies. Because American English ends with the word SE, but UK English ends with the word ZE. If this video has helped you on your journey to being onboarded on DataAnnotation.tech or landing a remote position, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and motivates me to continue sharing these hidden tips openly. Now, let us move on to another mistake that destroys many applications instantly. The fifth mistake: using the wrong type of proxy. You may think you're more knowledgeable about this, but please take time to listen to my humble, small advice. Ensure you are using a residential proxy, not an ISP, not a mobile or a data center proxy. Ensure that the proxy is always set to rotating and not sticky. Ensure that you use the HTTP version of the rotating residential proxy and not the SOCKS 5 version. Ensure you target down to the state and the network provider to avoid location spoofing detection. And lastly, ensure you are using IX browser to link your proxy. I will explain why IX browser and not Mologin or Gologin in another video, because that topic alone deserves a full breakdown. Most people underestimate browser fingerprinting, and that is exactly what gets them flagged. You may have the perfect proxy, perfect answers, perfect resume, but if your browser fingerprint leaks inconsistencies, the system will detect you. That is why details matter. Now, finally, the last mistake that people from restricted states make is buying fools without doing a background check. Remember, the use of fools is against the law, so this is for educational purposes only. DataAnnotation.tech requires a background check to know how long you have been living in a specific state before fully onboarding you. This is done using a platform known as Check. If you lie about the years you have resided in a state or any prior employment, this check will reveal the truth that you will immediately be disqualified. And this is where many people panic, because they think once they pass the assessment, then everything is finished. No, the verification stage is where many people actually fail. So remember to do a background check on the fools before using it to avoid disqualification, because DataAnnotation.tech is very thorough, very thorough. And once you get flagged at that stage, recovering the account becomes almost impossible. There you have it, guys. If you follow this, I am 95% sure that you will be onboarded. Happy tasking, and remember, opportunities like this are becoming more competitive each and every single day. Thousands of people are applying daily from all over the world. So the smallest mistake can easily separate those who get accepted from those who never hear back again. Work smart, pay attention to detail, and stop rushing the process. Until the next video, it's a bye from me. Thank you.
So which person else you did